Are you ready to have your mind blown? Well, get ready, because we've got a list of the 15 most unusual couples you won't believe exist. We're talking about couples that will make you do a double take, scratch your head, and wonder how in the world they ended up together. For example, did you know that there's a couple out there who are separated by a whopping 53 years? Yes, you read that right, 53 years. Join us as we take a look at some of the most unexpected pairs and see if you're ready to handle the shock. First up, we have Mason Reese and Sarah Russe. If you don't know who these two are, let us give you the lowdown. Mason is a former child actor who became famous in the 70s for his cherubic face and wisecracking personality. Remember those commercials for Underwood Deviled Ham? That was him. He was a child star, a household name, and one of the most recognizable faces on TV. Sarah, on the other hand, is a self-proclaimed hot mess who works as an adult model. So how did these two end up together? Well, this is where it gets wild. It all started when Sarah saw Mason's adorable face from across the room at a horror convention called the Chiller Theater Expo in New Jersey. She had heard about the former child star from a friend and was instantly intrigued. Being a modern-day romantic, she did what any self-respecting woman would do. She looked him up on Facebook. They hit it off and decided to meet in person at the convention. Mason arrived at Sarah's table, and the sparks flew. They exchanged stories, had some drinks, and the rest is history. Despite what some may say, Sarah insists that their love is not based on Mason's fame or money. She has worked as a sugar baby before, taking money from older men in exchange for a relationship, but she claims that's not what's going on between her and Mason. Despite the 31-year age gap between them, Mason and Sarah's love story is one for the ages. Their love story may be unconventional, but that's what makes it so fascinating. What do you make of all this? Is it true love, or just a publicity stunt? We can't say for sure, but we can't stop talking about it. Our next couple has taken it up a notch. In a world where swiping left and right on dating apps has become the norm, Sal 9000 has taken a different approach to finding love. He's turned to his trusty Nintendo DS and the dating simulation game Love Plus to find his soulmate. And oh boy, did he find her. Meet Nene Anagasaki, the digital love of Sal 9000's life. The two met in the virtual world of Love Plus and hit it off immediately. Sal 9000, an otaku obsessed with video games and fantasy worlds, found himself falling head over heels for Nene. But he didn't just stop at calling her his wife in the otaku tradition. He took it one step further and married her in a real-life ceremony, which he broadcasted live on YouTube for all the world to see. And why not? Love is love, no matter if it's digital or not. The newlyweds even went on a honeymoon to Guam, with Sal 9000 bringing his Nintendo DS and Nene along for the ride. And now the couple can be found going on dates around Tokyo, with Sal 9000 taking pictures of Nene in front of famous landmarks and posting them on social media. But don't be fooled, this is not your ordinary video game character. Nene is equipped with voice recognition software, which means Sal 9000 can have conversations with her, and even play rock, paper, scissors together. Now that's what we call love in the digital age, literally. And despite any possible upgrades or new versions of the game, Sal 9000 has vowed to remain faithful to his one and only love. He won't cheat, and he'll continue playing Love Plus until the end of time. So here's to Sal 9000 and Nene Anagasaki, the couple that proves love comes in all shapes and forms, even if it's in the world of a video game. Now let's switch gears to Annalisa and David Hackelman, whose love story is just as unique. Annalisa, who was diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome, struggled with excessive hair growth on her face and body from the young age of 13. The constant need to remove the hair made her feel self-conscious and eventually led to agoraphobia. But all that changed when she met the love of her life, David, through a mutual friend's Facebook page, and the couple clicked instantly. As they spent more and more time together, David started to notice that there was something a little different about Annalisa. It wasn't until she began spending nights at his place that he noticed the hair growth on her face. At first, it was just a little stubble here and there, but eventually, David realized that Annalisa had a full beard. Despite this unexpected development, their love continued to blossom. In fact, he helped Annalisa overcome her insecurities and helped her in becoming more confident in her skin. That's true love, isn't it? With David's support, Annalisa took longer and longer breaks from shaving until she was comfortable not shaving at all. Annalisa, who works as a photographer, has learned to accept her facial fuzz and embrace her natural beauty. They are proof that when you find the right person, they will love and accept you for who you are, flaws and all. Just when you thought you had heard it all, get ready for this one. Here we have Tom and Stacy Crutchfield, a couple who have managed to overcome the challenges of a 32-year age gap. Stacy was just a young woman seeking medical help for her pet iguana when she stumbled upon Tom's expertise in the field. She reached out to him on Facebook, and the two struck up a conversation. But it wasn't until several years later when Stacy, 38, finally paid Tom, 70, a visit at his reptile farm, that their relationship really took off. Despite their 32-year age difference, the couple hit it off and quickly fell in love. They now live and work together on Tom's farm, where they care for their beloved reptiles. In May 2018, they tied the knot in a beautiful ceremony surrounded by their family and friends. But not everyone approves of their unconventional love story. In fact, they often face judgment and criticism when they're out in public. People often mistake Stacy for Tom's granddaughter, but the couple remains unfazed by the scrutiny. As Tom puts it, you can't help who you fall in love with. And for these two, age is just a number. Our next couple is an ultimate rebel of body art, Gabriela Peralta and Victor Hugo Peralta. Their love story began at a motorcycle event in Buenos Aires in 1999, where they met and fell in love at first sight. From that moment on, they knew they were meant to be together and pursue their shared passion for body art. Over the years, the couple has amassed an incredible collection of body modifications, including 50 piercings, 8 microdermals, 14 body implants, 5 dental implants, 4 ear expanders, 2 ear bolts, and even a forked tongue. Their most striking modification is the sclera tattoo, which covers the white part of their eyes, giving their eyeballs a haunting, inky black appearance. Despite their unconventional appearance, Gabriela and Victor are very much in love and devoted to each other. They share a deep bond and a mutual passion for self-expression and artistic freedom. For them, body modifications are not just a way to stand out or shock others, but a means of personal expression and a form of art. Their unique style has earned them the nickname Cherubs from Hell, but that they don't let the judgment of others affect them. Gabriela and Victor's relationship is a testament to the power of love and self-expression. From Argentina's Cherubs from Hell, let's head to a more bizarre couple. Amanda Rogers, a 47-year-old woman, has reportedly tied the knot with none other than her beloved pet terrier, Sheba. Yes, you heard that right. Amanda married her loyal, furry companion in a ceremony in Split, Croatia, in August 2012, in front of 200 guests. But before you start questioning the legality of this bizarre union, let's make one thing clear. Amanda knows the wedding wasn't real in the legal sense, but to her, it was a special way to celebrate the bond she shares with her four-legged friend. According to Amanda, Sheba had been in her life for years, making her laugh and comforting her during her lowest moments. She couldn't imagine a more loyal and loving life partner. Amanda had a brief marriage about 20 years before marrying Sheba, which ended within a few months. But this time she was determined to get things right, so she got down on one knee and proposed to her furry friend. And to her delight, Sheba's tail wagged in approval. Some might scoff at the idea of marrying an animal, but for Amanda, Sheba is more than just a pet. She's a constant source of joy and love, and the two share an unbreakable bond. Now we've got a love story that's a tall order. Meet Jolison Fernandes da Silva, the tallest man in Brazil, standing at a towering 7 feet 8 inches tall. But don't let his height intimidate you, because Jolison has a heart of gold and a love story that will leave you swooning. Despite his impressive stature, Jolison just wanted to live a normal life, like any other person. So at the age of 21, he took a bold step and underwent surgery to remove a benign tumor on his pituitary gland, which helped slow his growth. But even with his newfound confidence, he never expected to find love, let alone with someone who was a mere 5 feet tall. Enter Eva Medeiros, one of Jolison's admirers who stole his heart the first time he laid eyes on her. It was an unusual sight, to say the least, with Jolison towering over Evum like a giant among mortals. But their love is unfathomable, and they've been happily married ever since. Jolison's unique appearance has made him something of a local celebrity in his hometown, and even attracted attention from television invites. But fame and fortune mean nothing to him as long as he has his beloved Evum by his side. Our next story is nothing short of ordinary either. Paulo Gabriel da Silva Barros and Catiucia Lee Hoshino, a couple from Brazil who may just be the world's shortest married couple. With a combined height of just 181.41 centimeter, these lovebirds were certified as the world record holders for the shortest married couple in September 2016. Their love story began in 2006 when they first met on Orkut, a now-defunct social media platform. However, Catiucia wasn't initially interested and even blocked Paulo on instant messaging. But Paulo's persistence eventually won her over, and they started chatting online regularly. After 2 years of online conversations, they finally met in person on December 20th, 2008. The chemistry between them was undeniable, and they officially started dating on December 29th of the same year. Despite living in different cities, they maintained a long-distance relationship for 4 years, visiting each other every couple of months. But eventually, Catiucia decided to move from her hometown of Londrina to Paulo's town, Itapeva. It didn't take long for them to realize that they were meant to be together. Their love has been the subject of both admiration and ridicule. People are fascinated by their height difference from the general population, and they often attract unwanted attention from strangers. But they have learned to deal with the attention, and their love has only grown stronger as a result. Despite the challenges they face, Paulo and Catiucia are determined to stay together and continue to set an example for others. They may be short in stature, but their love is larger than life. Love knows no bounds, and for two tiny tots from Syria, it seems that their love story is nothing short of a fairy tale. In a world where most of us struggle to find our soulmates, meet Hala, a precious 3-year-old, and her devoted fiancé, Khalid, just 5 years of age. Despite their young age, these two lovebirds are determined to make their love story a reality. Khalid's father, an only child from his marriage that lasted over 25 years, was stunned when his son fell head over heels in love with Hala on a family trip to the sea town of Latakia. Little did he know that his son's infatuation with the charming little girl was much more than just a holiday romance. After returning to Homs, Khalid was heartbroken and refused to return to nursery without his young sweetheart by his side. Determined to make their love official, Khalid and his family made an audacious move and approached Hala's parents to ask for her hand in marriage. To everyone's surprise, they agreed. The couple has already exchanged rings, a symbol of their unyielding love, and they talk to each other every single day. While some may argue that they are too young to understand the complexities of love and marriage, their parents firmly believe that the children's happiness is what truly matters. They acknowledge that Khalid or Hala may change their minds in the future, but for now, they are committed to each other. Khalid has even vowed to wait until he turns 15 to make Hala his beloved wife. Who knows what the future holds for this young couple? One thing is for sure, their love story is one that we can't wait to see unfold. Our next story is out of this world. Amanda Teague, a Northern Irish woman, has found her true love in the afterlife, with none other than a ghostly 18th century Haitian pirate. Amanda's journey to love started in the most unexpected way. It all began with a meditation session where she first met the ghostly figure of her future husband, Jack Teague. But let's just say, their first meeting didn't go so smoothly. Amanda was not impressed with his interruption, and she let him know it. However, Jack was persistent, and after several visits, Amanda decided to give him a chance. What started as a conversation with a ghost soon turned into something much more serious. Amanda became convinced that Jack was the inspiration behind Captain Jack Sparrow in the popular Pirates of the Caribbean movies. As she explored her spirituality further, she realized that Jack was her kindred spirit, and she decided to marry him. That's right, Amanda Teague married a ghost. In a ceremony officiated by a self-described shaman on a boat in the Atlantic Ocean, Amanda said her vows to Jack, with a spiritual medium allowing him to say "I do" in return. Since then, Amanda and Jack have been living their best afterlife together, going on dates, having arguments, and even have had a pregnancy scare. Despite the fact that Jack died almost 300 years ago, their love knows no limits. Of course, their love story is not without its skeptics. Some have questioned the legality of their marriage, while others have raised eyebrows at the idea of a woman marrying a ghost. But for Amanda and Jack, their love is real, and they are co-writing a book to help other women find their spiritual partners. Will Amanda and Jack continue to push the boundaries of what is possible in love? Or will their passion come to a bittersweet end? One thing is for sure, this is a love story that will go down in history. Move over Ken and Barbie, there's a new couple in town, Zi Tianrong, a 36-year-old man from Hong Kong who has recently become engaged to his silicone soulmate, Mochi. Z claimed that he first became attracted to dolls 10 years ago when he spotted one in a store in Hong Kong's retail district. However, a doll that cost 80,000 yuan at that time was way out of his budget, and he had to put those thoughts aside. Years later, in 2019, Z found a silicone doll on the internet that was on sale for about 10,000 yuan, so he ordered it. Z, who lives with his parents, has devoted all his time and attention to his new love since taking delivery of her from mainland China in late 2019. He's even lavished expensive gifts on her, including an iPhone 12. In a bizarre ceremony attended by friends and family earlier this month, Z became betrothed to Mochi. However, he's quick to clarify that he's never violated her, and he won't even kiss her for fear of damaging her sensitive skin. Every night, Mochi sits in a chair by Z's bed while he sleeps. Before going to bed, he bathes her with a damp cloth and applies talcum powder. Despite the absurdity of it all, Z insists that he respects Mochi and only wants her as a companion, and has been inseparable from his beloved Mochi. The doll fanatic claims that human girlfriends always ask him for something, but Mochi demands nothing from him, so she is easier to date. Z says that he's had human girlfriends before, but he's only attracted to dolls now. Regardless of how odd it may seem, Z's devotion to Mochi is real, and he's not afraid to show the world just how much he loves her. Who are we to judge? Our next love story is just as interesting and even more unusual. It all began in a library where a young Kyle Jones locked eyes with an elderly woman named Marjorie McCool. She was 60 years his senior, and yet Kyle couldn't resist the spark that he felt. He asked her out, and she said yes. Many scoffed at their relationship, claiming that Kyle was simply after Marjorie's wealth. But they were wrong. Marjorie didn't have much to offer in that department. What Kyle was after was something that money couldn't buy: true love. Over time, Kyle and Marjorie's relationship blossomed into something beautiful. Marjorie, who had been single for 37 years after separating from her ex-husband, had finally found a man who made her heart sing. And Kyle? Well, he was into everything Marjorie was, including her wrinkles and platinum hair. But there was a twist. Their relationship wasn't exclusive. At first, Marjorie struggled with the idea of Kyle seeing other women, but eventually, she learned to adapt. And as for Kyle, he simply couldn't get enough of Marjorie, and he was continually amazed by her. Despite what naysayers might have said, Kyle and Marjorie had found true love, and they weren't going to let anyone bring them down. Next up, we have the story of Zelmira and Herbert Fisher. This is a tale of love, commitment, and resilience in the face of some of the world's most tumultuous events that lasted nearly a century. Despite the challenges of the Great Depression, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Civil Rights Movement, they remained steadfastly devoted to each other. They met in North Carolina when Herbert was just 21 years old, and Zelmira was 16. Despite their age difference, they fell head over heels in love and knew they were meant to be together. They raised a family of 5 children, and even as they faced struggles and hardships, their love for each other never wavered. Their secret to a long and happy marriage was simple: respect, affection, and a commitment to working through any challenges that came their way. They never went to bed angry and always made time for each other, no matter what. Their love and commitment to each other were so strong that they were recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records in 2008 as the oldest living couple in the world, with a remarkable 84 years of marriage. Zelmira and Herbert's love story is a testament to the power of love and the importance of commitment, even in the face of adversity. Let's move from a heartfelt unusual to straight-up weird. We have all been there, having a hard time choosing the one, just like Maria. Maria was a woman torn between love and responsibility. She was already married to Peter and had 2 children with him when she met Paul, and her heart was captured. But Maria couldn't imagine leaving her husband and kids, nor living without Paul. So, she came up with a solution that would change their lives forever. She suggested they all live together in the same house. It was a crazy idea, but the 3 of them moved in together. At first, it was awkward for the men who weren't used to sharing a house with another man, let alone their wife's lover. But as time went on, they started to see the benefits of the arrangement. They shared the chores and the bills, and the children had 2 father figures in their lives. Years went by, and they celebrated birthdays, holidays, and anniversaries as one big family. They watched their children grow up, get married, and have children of their own. In the end, Maria knew that she had made the right choice. Her love for both men had created an unusual but beautiful life. Love transcends all barriers, and for Anton Kraft and China Bell, it transcended not only height, but also gender norms. Anton, a 4-feet-tall weightlifting champion, has achieved world-renowned success for his ability to lift 4 times his own body weight. Meanwhile, China stands at a towering 6'3" and is a proud transgender woman who underwent gender reassignment surgery. Despite their striking physical differences, Anton and China share a deep love for one another that has captured the attention of the world. Their love story began when they met at a Miami nightclub, and they quickly fell for each other's unique personalities and shared interests. As they got to know each other better, they learned to embrace each other's differences and found joy in celebrating their individuality. Anton was drawn to China's strength and confidence, while China appreciated Anton's determination and passion for his sport. Their relationship hasn't been without its challenges, as they have faced criticism and judgment from those who don't understand their unconventional love. When it comes to love, there are no rules. These couples prove that love knows no boundaries, and that the heart wants what it wants. It's unusual, unexpected, and sometimes even a little bit wild, but it's always beautiful.